Anthony Joshua is being very candid and honest here about what he wants to happen in the Deontay Wilder-Dominic Breazeale fight. I'm going to quote AJ directly here. He says, "Styles make fights. I think Wilder will fare well against Breazeale. I think Wilder is too quick. He's a very, very fast heavyweight, but Breazeale is tough. Took me 7 rounds. I hope Wilder does it in 9 so I can be like, hey, I done it earlier. You know how it is, comparisons and stuff, but yeah, it will be interesting to see. You look at the small things. I look at the small details. When he's getting tired, how many right hands he throws in a round. I look at something different rather than comparisons to rounds." Joshua then goes on to talk about Dominic Breazeale. He says he has a lot of respect for Breazeale. So AJ continues on saying, "When I look at his interview after and I saw his face, I said, wow, you definitely took a beating. And he stayed in there. He got hurt in the second round, stumbled, stayed on his feet. Come game, it's a championship fight. That's what I'm saying. Breazeale at the time may not have been Vladimir Klitschko, but he came and put up a fight." So those are the words of AJ, being very candid, hopes that Wilder doesn't deal with Breazeale as quickly as he did. That's the competitive spirit. But you can't dwell on those kind of things there. All you can do as a fighter is try and make the fights against your rivals. That's all you can do. Of course, fighting mutual opponents is the second best thing if your rivals won't come to the party. All right. If the rivals don't want to dance, fight their past opponents and see if you can do a better job on them than they did. And that may be what Anthony Joshua actually has to do, because Deontay Wilder is not trying to come to the party right now. Tyson Fury is not trying to come to the party right now. So perhaps AJ is going to have to target a Luis Ortiz or, somebody else Deontay Wilder's been in with if Wilder and Fury continue going their own way. Perhaps that'll be the case. We'll see. But for now, he's got potential banana skin against Andy Ruiz. Ruiz is no mug. He's got heart. Yes, he might look like a fat blob, but that fat blob can actually fight. Got very fast hands. He's dangerous. He's a good counter puncher on the front foot. So AJ needs to be fully focused on him. He can't be thinking about what Wilder's doing in his fight or what Fury is doing in his fight. He needs to be fully focused on Andy Ruiz, because best believe Andy Ruiz is fully focused on him. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about AJ's comments here on Deontay Wilder versus Breazeale. I really have to agree with what AJ is saying in terms of his assessment of the fight, that Wilder is just going to be too fast, because Wilder is fast. He whips then very, very quick right hands in, the whipping left hooks, the jabs. He's just coming off a tough fight against Tyson Fury. So he'll be used to fighting somebody a similar height to himself, because Breazeale himself is 6'7". So he'll be used to that. It's a grudge match, Wilder against Dominic Breazeale. And Wilder is a very instinctive, impulsive character. Wilder is really tapped into his reptilian brain. He has that fight or flight kind of almost primordial instinct. He's really not much of a cerebral person, Deontay Wilder. He's very impulsive. And I'm interested to see how that plays out against Dominic Breazeale in such a grudge match, because there's such deep bad blood between those two fighters. I just feel that, as AJ said there, Wilder's going to be just too fast for him. But you never know. Wilder certainly has loads of technical deficiencies, and maybe Dominic Breazeale, who's been working with Virgil Hunter, might be able to do just 1 or 2 technical things well enough to cause Deontay Wilder problems if he stays within his construct. One of the issues that you have when you're much slower than your opponent is that if you make the tiniest mistake, you're likely to be punished for it, because your opponent is just so much faster than you. They're going to see everything you're doing. You drop your hand for a split second, you're taking a right-hander on the chin. Okay, so you can't make mistakes. So when you're fighting somebody much faster, you must keep the defense tight, and especially in the early rounds, you might want to stick to the basics. Just jabs, 1, 2, don't try and get too ambitious. Try and draw the other guy out. Don't let him draw you out. Do you understand? If you let him draw you out, he's going to ping you because he's way faster than you. And you don't want him to ping you when he's fresh. So draw him out, frustrate him a little bit, hit him with a jab, make him start getting a little wild and capitalize on that. Maybe Dominic Breazeale can do the basic fundamentals well enough under the tutelage of Virgil Hunter to be able to have a scenario like that unfold. But I still feel like Deontay Wilder, even if he does have a bad start, will get to grips with Dominic Breazeale at some point, crack him on the chin, and down will go Dominic. Dominic has been down plenty of times in his career. He was down against AJ. He was down against Izu Ogono. So I've got no question in my mind that Deontay Wilder can hurt this guy and he can put him away. So anyway, we'll see what happens this weekend. I'll be doing more videos about Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale because it is a decent fight. Yeah, it's not like on paper the greatest heavyweight matchup that could be made right now, obviously, but it's still decent because Dominic Breazeale was respected by the boxing fans. We know what Dominic Breazeale can do. We know he's got a ton of heart. We know this is no Tom Schwartz who's going to lay down in the second round and try to win by disqualification. Nah, Dominic Breazeale's got a track record of being a very, very tough man, a very proud man. Definitely not the most talented heavyweight in the world, but very tough and very proud. So that wins a lot of respect from boxing fans, and there's going to be a lot of people rooting for Dominic Breazeale. Me personally, I hope that Deontay Wilder wins because I want to see the one face, one name, one champion. If Dominic Breazeale somehow pulls off the upset, there's going to be a rematch with actually no, there won't be a rematch with Deontay Wilder because Dominic Breazeale is the mandatory, so there shouldn't be a rematch. Breazeale should just then be able to sail off into the sunset if he beats Wilder. However, we've already seen Breazeale versus AJ. I don't want to see that again. We know how that story ends. So I want to see Deontay Wilder beat Dominic Breazeale. No offense to Breazeale, but I want to see Deontay Wilder beat him just so we can see that matchup between Wilder and AJ. Because it's a matchup we haven't seen before. It's a style clash we haven't seen before. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's happening, I'm out.
Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.